What's up, guys? This is Christian Brindle with Six-Figure Medicare Agent, and I'm coming to you in a time of crisis. Our office is empty. All of our staff are working from home today. I am the only person that's here. Now, maybe I'm nuts. Maybe I'm just unwavering, relentless in my work for you and my clients and my business and everything. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I'm crazy. Who knows? But I'm the only person that's here at the office today in the middle of the week on a Wednesday during business hours. Our staff are still operational, but they're all working from home. Today, everybody, and also just wanted to let you know, I hope you appreciate my unwavering relentlessness to bring you trainings, videos for free, whether you're my agent or not, or whether you're with the Brindle organization or not. Because we had an earthquake this morning, 5.7 earthquake here in Utah. Now, everyone says 5.7 is nothing. Everyone says that 5.7 is not a big deal. But that being said, I thought it was fairly interesting because I don't think I've ever experienced an earthquake in my whole life here in Utah. So, I was woken up in the middle of the morning, maybe about 6:37 in the morning with shaking and whatever not. So I'm still here bringing you a video. Coronavirus, earthquake, doesn't really matter. Insurance companies in our state are closed today, but not me. So let's get right into this. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, cold calling. Let's talk about cold calling today, everybody. For those of you who don't know my story, I started in this business when I was 20 years old, and I basically, for the most part, built my business up from the ground up to six-figure income. And this was with no agents, no recruits at this point. This was just strictly my business written by my own pen, a six-figure renewal business by the time I was probably 24, 25 years old. I don't know the exact age, but it was somewhere in there. I turned 21 shortly after starting, so I was probably 20 for only a few months. So by the time I was 25 years old, so about 4 years in, I made six figures in renewal income, residual income for the first time. And I did it for the most part the first 2 to 3 years only by cold calling. People turning 65, and that's what I'm going to talk with you about today. Every single time you guys have requested a topic of me, or I put a poll up in our Facebook group, Six-Figure Medicare Agent. If you're a Medicare agent and you watch our videos frequently and you're not in that private Facebook group of insurance agents that from all walks of life all over the country, you need to be in there. So go make sure you're adding yourself to that group. I'll leave a link to it down in the description. But every time I put a poll up there about what kind of video you guys want to see, whichever one gets the most votes, I will end up doing it usually within a couple of days at the very least. We put that poll up yesterday, so this is what I call fast delivery, okay? This is on-demand service for you guys, so I hope you appreciate everything that we're bringing you at the time we're bringing it to you, regardless of all the crisis going on in our world, our country, and my state right now, okay? So, cold calling. So we're going to be talking about cold calling. This script I'm going to give you is for people that are turning 65. So when I first came into the business, I was cold calling people that were turning 65, trying to sell Medicare supplements. This is key because if you try to sell anything else other than Medicare supplement plans, it's a federal violation. Unsolicited contact for Medicare Advantage or Part D prescription drug plans or whatever, you have to make sure that you're specifically only calling for Medicare supplements. Now, if you make an appointment and you go on the appointment and they bring up Medicare Advantage, well, then it's not an unsolicited contact of it now, is it? So keep that in mind, but you have to specifically use the right terminology, Medicare supplement, and you have to do everything you can not to call someone on the federal do not call list. If you do those two things, you will keep your nose clean, okay? Now, getting people on the phone is the trick, especially nowadays. So this is what I would recommend you to do. I always recommend using a spoof number. Yeah, spoof number. There's an app that I used to use on my iPhone called Hushed. Costs about $50 a year. They give you a fake number in your area code. The reason that I recommend this is because you're going to get a lot of pissed off people when you're cold calling. Okay, a lot of super pissed off people, and you don't want to deal with it. You just want to stay clear of it, and you don't want them calling your office or your place of business, or maybe there's some people that want to destroy your business if you call them cold. That's just the way that it is. So if they find out the name of your company or organization, they can go leave you bad reviews or anything like that. It's never happened to me, but I've known people in the business, in the industry, that it has happened to. So I use a spoof number for those reasons when I did do this. I don't cold call anymore. I've grown out of it. The purpose of building your business through cold calling is to build a business big enough to where you don't have to cold call anymore. Is it the most effective way to do this? Probably not, but is it the cheapest? Yeah, I'd say so. You can basically generate business from nothing to something. And so that's what you got to keep in mind. Now, here's my script when I'm cold calling somebody, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get my wife on the phone, and I'm going to run through the script with her. She knows it very well. She's worked with me before, and she's someone that's going to role play for us. So we're going to see if I can get her on the phone. She doesn't know I'm going to be calling.
No.
Hey, Stormy, so you're on video with me right now, okay? I was wondering if you would help me role play cold calling script.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Are you gonna edit this?
I edit nothing. I know you tried to call me earlier.
I was. Right now?
You're on speaker, yeah. Everybody can hear you.
Oh, okay.
So all I need you to do is just pretend to be the client or the customer or the prospect or whatever, okay? It's going to be, remember the Turning 65 cold call script?
Vaguely.
Well, all you have to do is just be the client and the customer, and I'm going to give different scenarios, and I'll just tell you how I want you to react to it. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right, so the first role-playing scenario that I want to run through is if someone's accepting, right? Like, let's say they're open to the idea of you coming out. So all I need you to do is just be relatively accepting, okay? You don't want to reject me. Now, keep in mind, everybody, this happens probably 1 out of 100 phone calls. So this is not the average norm, but you need to know how to handle it depending on how they respond. And this is my Turning 65 cold call script, okay? It's made me hundreds of thousands of dollars over the year. Would you say that's accurate, Stormy?
Yeah.
So
that's correct.
You've sat in my office before and watched me cold call, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that I use any multiple different scripts, or do I when I was doing it, or did I just use one a majority of the time?
I mean, the opening is pretty generic and pretty basic. What follows after that is dependent on the person. If they're like coming off a group plan, TRICARE, VA,
Right. I mean,
but for the most part, in the beginning, yes, it's pretty generic.
Right. I mean, the purpose of this script is to book home appointments. Okay. So if you're trying to sell by phone, you probably want to use a different script. So keep that in mind. Stormy, you've used this script of mine and sold apps. For those of you who don't know, my wife is a licensed agent. So she's used this script and sell apps. Multiple people with our organization have built businesses from the ground up using this script. Okay, so just keep this in mind. All right, so we're gonna start out with that first scenario. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna be Mrs. Jones. Okay.
Okay.
Now, this is gonna sound a little contradictory to everybody. Stormy, instead of Mrs. Jones, you're gonna be named Joan. The reason I say that is because you always want to use their first name, never Mr. or Mrs. or anything like that, because they know right off the bat you're a telemarketer. The most important thing that you have to realize, everybody, is you have about 10 seconds to pique their interest, engage their interest before they hang up on you. You don't have a very long window. In fact, I could make the argument that you only have 7 seconds. So keep it in mind. Use their first name. If you say Mr. Jones or Mrs. Jones, you're probably tripling the likelihood that they're going to disconnect the call on you before you get the chance to get anything out of your mouth. So instead of Mrs. Jones, Stormy, I'm going to call you Joan. Is that okay? Actually, I'm just going to call you Stormy.
Okay, so I'll just go with my name then. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
All right. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Stormy?
Yes.
Hi, Stormy. My name is Christian. The reason that I'm calling today, Stormy, is because I understand that you're becoming eligible for Medicare. Have you picked out a supplement plan for yourself yet?
Actually, no. I haven't really gone over those options yet.
Okay. Well, Stormy, I'm actually a local Medicare health plan specialist here in the area. I actually work with every single insurance company in the area, or majority of them anyway, that carry Medicare supplement programs. I'm an independent broker, and I just wanted to see if you might have 30 to 45 minutes in your schedule later on this week. I'm going to be out your way, and where I might be able to come by and talk with you just for about a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I do need to go over this information eventually, so yeah, I have some time this week.
Okay. Would Thursday or Friday be better?
I would like to say Friday.
Okay, and then basically everybody you go into booking a time, confirming their address, blah 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 blah, right? Special instructions if they live in a place. Now, there's a couple of different variations that you could do that. Okay, I stumbled and hesitated a little bit because I haven't used that script in years, but it needs to be very tight, very clean. You need to practice it. Stormy, when you were selling, we practiced quite a bit, right?
Oh, yeah.
So let's try it again, but this time say no, and I'll give you my most commonly used objection. Now, just don't give me a specific reason. Just say...
not interested.
Well, don't say not interested, because that's usually you're not... I mean, I guess you could do that, but why don't we just say... just say not interested. I can't think of a better objection, but... Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Ring, ring, ring.
Okay. Hello?
Hi, is this Stormy?
Yes.
Hi, Stormy. My name is Christian. The reason that I'm calling today, Stormy, is because I understand that you're becoming eligible for Medicare. Have you actually sat down to pick out a supplement plan yet?
I know what you're saying. I'm actually quite not interested in Medicare right now.
Okay. Well, Stormy, I don't know if you're aware of this, but my services actually don't cost anything. Not only that, it's vitally important that you get onto Medicare at the right time due to the fact that you have a certain amount of time in your open window. I don't cost anything,
Sure.
no obligation. If you
Thank you. I'm not interested.
you give me 30 minutes of your time, and I guarantee you, if you don't like what I have to say, then we'll go our separate ways. But if nothing else, I believe that I can help at least clear up your options on what you might want to do regarding your different choices. I mean, you don't have 30 minutes in your calendar. I'll be out your way later on this week anyway. It's not out of my way.
I really don't have time to go over my schedule right now. Can you call me back some other time? I really don't have time for this right now.
Sure. When would be a better time? I'd be happy to get back with you.
Call me back maybe next week, Monday.
You got it. I will make sure to do that. Thank you for your time, Stormy.
All right, goodbye.
Bye-bye. So anyway, guys, that probably wasn't the best rebuttal, right? But a lot of these people, you're going to be following up with them. This actually turns into more of a snowball thing more than anything. A lot of these people don't have time, or they're getting 10 to 15 phone calls a day, or they're just confused, or they're working, or blah, 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 right? And a lot of them are going to be non-receptive. You have to basically think quick on your feet. One thing that's always worked well for me is, I try to basically emphasize that, hey, this doesn't cost anything. This is something that you need to do, in so many words. And I'm going to be out your way anyway. Why don't you just at least give me 30 minutes? Why don't you at least give me 30 minutes? Give me a chance. If you give me one shot, I believe that I can narrow down your choices at least well enough for you to make a better, more informed decision whether you go with me or not. In so many words, that's kind of the message you're trying to portray. So basically, Stormy, let's try it one last time and then I'll let you go. Let's, in this case, use, I already picked something out. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, is this Stormy?
Yes.
Hi, Stormy. My name is Christian. The reason for the call today, Stormy, is because I understand that you're becoming eligible for Medicare. Have you sat down to pick out a supplement plan yet?
I already went over that. I've already picked a plan, thank you.
Okay.
I'm not really looking at changing either.
Oh, I understand, Stormy. I was actually wondering if you might be possibly open in a second opinion on what you picked out, just to confirm that there might not be a better option available that you weren't shown. I mean, do you have 30 minutes in your calendar? I'm with an independent brokerage. We're family owned. We've got 30 years of experience. We're local. We work with every single insurance company. If you give me 30 minutes of your time, I could at least compare what you picked out and just confirm that there's nothing better out there for you. Worst case scenario, you can sleep better at night knowing there's nothing better out there for you that you could possibly go with.
I really don't have time right now. Can I just call your office?
Certainly. So in that situation, guys, I'd give him the office number, give him my information, but I'd also put a follow-up in my calendar for the next week to call her back, because she's not going to call me, right?
9 times out of 10.
9 times out of 10, yeah. So, I mean, and you don't even necessarily have to do it exactly like that, guys. One thing that I believe is very important is your tonalities. with the script. Now, this is a very basic script. Some of you might be able to come up with a better script than mine, but this script has booked me thousands of appointments. This script has got me into thousands of homes. This script has sold me countless apps, and this script, for the most part, is built me 80% of a six-figure income business. Stormy, you've seen me use this script on people and book a ton of appointments at one time, have you not?
Yeah, I have. I mean, some clients take more work than others, but
Of
I've
course.
seen it.
Of course. The tonality is very important, guys. And I really perfected this from studying Jordan Belfort's book, The Wolf of Wall Street, and it helped me kind of perfect the script. So, like, what I mean by that with the tonalities, is when you get on the phone, you're like, "Hi, is this Stormy?" You're upbeat, you're energetic a little bit, you're excited, and then they're like, "Okay, maybe I know this guy. And then they're like, "Yes," just wondering if it's a long-lost friend or something. And then you lower your tone down a little bit, because then they're like, "Okay, let me get in on this. Let me hear what they're trying to say. The reason for the call today, Stormy." You see, you gotta control your pitch, you gotta control your tone. Phone sales and booking appointments over the phone, especially from scratch, from complete, total strangers, this is as cold as it gets, takes these skills with your tone, your scripts, your voice, and your ability to overcome objections and think quick on your feet, because you don't have much time. Now, you can do everything right, and people can still hang up on you, and you're going to get that. You're probably going to have to make...
Christian, do you mind if I say something?
Sure.
Because I had a comment about the tonality. I mean, definitely you want to come off very approachable, very nice. But one thing I'm sure you remember and I remember, when I was doing calling, the way that your approach was to be less intimidating because
Yes.
you're a male. And with females, I've noticed when I took that approach, some of them didn't take me very seriously. It seemed like I got better results being more firm, nice, but firm and just straightforward, because if you're just straight up nice, they sometimes don't take me seriously, at least they didn't. So that's another thing about tonality. It may be different per person,
Yeah, I think that is a really great point, and I'm glad that you mentioned it. My approach has always been, because I'm a man, I'm not a very big, strong, intimidating man at that, but they don't know that over the phone, right? For all they know, I could be 6'5", 300 pounds of muscle. I could be Shaq. They don't know who I am over the phone, right? I mean, I probably don't sound like Shaq at all, but you get my point. But for the most part, they're going to be able to tell that I'm a man. And so, especially with females, I've always kind of taken the approach of being very gentle, very firm, but assertive at the same time. You don't want to let them walk all over you if you're too gentle. But I do believe that if you're a woman and you're calling people, they might feel a little bit less intimidated by you naturally. And so it might be in your benefit to be a slightly more assertive, slightly more aggressive than a male would. I think that's a great point.
Right, because you don't want to, like you said, be super friendly. You want to be friendly. I mean, you won't get any business if you're not friendly, obviously. Right. But you don't want to be so friendly and so open to the point where they're like, they don't take you seriously.
Right.
Because the moment they don't take you seriously, you're done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, baby. I'll call you when I'm done with the video. Is that okay?
All right, thank you.
I'm just going to wrap it up, and then I'll call you back.
All right.
Bye. So, more or less, guys, that's my script. Pretty simple, pretty basic. You're probably thinking, how the hell did that work for so many years? That's the script my dad used to build his business for 15 years while I was growing up. I got the script from my dad. I've tried other scripts, multiple other scripts. None have ever been as successful as that one. For cold calling people turning 65, we're calling them 90 days before their birth month. We're not even calling them 6 months before. 90 days before, because I want to be able to sit down with someone and write them that week, right? Assuming they have their Medicare card. Things have changed, obviously, a little bit. Back when I was first starting, we knew what people's Medicare numbers were going to be because they were their socials with a letter after it. So we could put the app in, it would pen for a while the Medicare number is still processing. But now we don't even know what the Medicare number is. It's a little trickier, but you get my point. Hope you guys found this video helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do me a favor, throw a like on the video, drop a comment down in the comment section on what you'd like to see on future videos, and subscribe for future six-figure Medicare agent content. And join our Facebook group! Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.